Hey guys, this is Kiki, and this is the end of week 5 in isolation during the time of the coronavirus. As of this time, approaching week 5, and specifically today is April 17th. We have almost 700,000 cases in the US and about 35,000 deaths. And in my state in Maryland, we have around 11,000 cases now, about 400 deaths. I think a little bit less actually at this point in time. Um, and specifically in my county where I live, just over 2,000 cases. However, thankfully to the day, a lot less in my zip code. Maryland just released a new feature on their coronavirus website, coronavirus.maryland.gov, where you can look up how many cases you have by your zip code. So as of this morning, I believe we had 49 or 50 cases. That's out of about 2,000 that's in the county. While around the world, we have about 2.2 million confirmed coronavirus cases and 154,000 deaths. That is astronomical. It's weird when people have been asking me, how has your day been? I hope you had a good week. And, all the good intentions aside, it's like right now the time it is what it is, and I feel like by our society we've been so conditioned at questions like this to say yes, everything is good, everything is great, right? That mask with a fake smile that we've been taught to wear from the young age, um, where when people ask us how we're doing, the answer is always good, great, fine. When is the last time that somebody asked you that question that you were truthful about how your day, your week, how your time actually has been or is going? I've actually been trying to do this lately. By lately, I don't mean just during the coronavirus, even before that, that for the most part, if I'm not having a good day, I will be politely honest about it. Um, or I will let it know instead of putting on this fake, hi, yes, everything is going fantastic. Instead, I can be a little bit more subdued, like, it's fine, it's okay, it's going. My answer to that question lately, how you doing, has been, I'm maintaining, which I am, neither good nor bad. Can it be worse? Of course. I'm still healthy. I'm still fed. I'm still employed. I still have this house, this roof over my head. I'm warm. I still have the company of my cat. Can it be better? Hell yeah, it can be better. Like, we're all living in this weirdness, this, crazy isolated time when going outside is scary, because anybody can get you sick. People are dying around us, and taking a huge mental toll from everything that's going on, from the health to the isolation to the economy. Like, so somebody just asked me, a minute ago how my week has been, and I said, you know what? I'm not even going to bullshit. Like, it has been exactly the same as the last couple of weeks. And that was my answer. However, there is something that I am excited for, is when the time when every day blends into every other day, when you can't tell the difference between Monday, Friday, Sunday, any day, water day, all the day. Um, Next Monday, I took off of work to sleep in a little bit, for a holiday called 420. If you know what it is, fantastic. I hope you join me in celebrating. If you don't, look it up or don't. But that is the one vice that I have, and that is something that, you know, something that I can actually look forward to celebrating. So, fast forward to Saturday, April 18th. Whatever numbers you just heard, they are bigger now. So I've spent, these last couple of days watching the news, and there's been, amongst everything that's going on, there's been one thing that's been particularly really getting me angry. Extreme right-wing groups in several key states have been going outside to protest the stay-at-home orders. It started with, I believe, in Michigan, and has since spread out. And today they're saying there's going to be, or maybe already happened, a lot more protests. There's one that's supposed to be gathering in Annapolis. And people, these stay-at-home orders are for your own good and for your own protection. What exactly are you rallying against? It's as if we want to take your freedoms away just to make you angry. Guess what? We are all in this together. And you gathering in these large groups, well, hey, you know what? If you get sick, I won't feel sorry for you. And I heard in the protest or in the news things from the protesters such as, well, I'm healthy. Why can't I go outside? I want to work. Sure. You want to work. Everybody, there's a lot of people that are suffering that can't work, that want to work. But did you happen to realize that this virus has already been proven? This virus is spreading when you're asymptomatic before you start showing symptoms. Meaning you think you're perfectly healthy. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. You have the virus. You don't even know it. You're going out to work, to your hunting cabins, to your protest groups, and getting everybody around you sick. Just to find out a couple days later when you start developing symptoms that you've been sick all along. So yeah, guys, this is for your protection. Nobody likes this. This is miserable for all of us. But damn it, what exactly are you out there protesting? Here's another little known fact. A lot of these protest groups, even though they're by the people are actually backed by groups that are backed by your traditional uber conservative right-wing donors and Trump supporters, including Betsy DeVos and her family coming from Trump's own administration. And Mr. President, what kind of an idiot are you going on Twitter telling people to protest and liberate states? We are all one country. You are telling your soldiers to rebel against you, Clearly, this is getting me angry. But people, be smart. Like I said, nobody likes this. But stay home, save lives, save your own lives and your own family's lives. We will eventually all get back to normal. There's been a lot of plans getting outlined for what it would take. States are, working with their neighboring states, the DC, Maryland, Virginia, New York, and that tri-state area, New Jersey, Connecticut, states in the West Coast. They're banding together for economies and regions that really do depend on each other, because you can't open schools without opening transportation, without opening certain workplaces, because all these things do really work together. But before we even start letting people to go outside, we need to be able to test. We need to know, one, who's immune, if any. And the thing is, we still don't know if having the COVID antibodies even makes you immune. There has been some cases of reappearances of patients who have previously gotten sick, are getting sick again in South Korea and a couple of other places. These cases are beginning to pop up. But we do still need to be able to test for antibodies as we're finding out more data on that, but also being able to test for people currently carrying the virus. Because going outside to the workplace, like I said, you can be asymptomatic, not show any symptoms and go on and spread it. So before going into the workforce, states need to be able, or states' workplaces, people going into where need to be able to test, need to be able to come into a place and say, hands down, 100%, I am healthy. Temperature checks are all well and good, but what happens before you start getting the fever in those few initial days? After catching the virus, you go on and those start spreading it to others. New clusters are going to start forming, and unfortunately, the states just do not have the type of resources and the type of organization needed to organize the massive amounts of test availabilities that we need, and that includes swabs, that includes all of the chemicals to process the tests, includes feet on the ground. It needs to be a very organized effort with the type of money that can only come from the federal government, with a type of oversight, with a type of being able to see the umbrella, being able to see the full picture that can only come from the federal government. And over here, Trump is saying that he's responsible. It's on him to open the states, but not to administer testing. No, B, it don't work like that. You can't call the shots where you think it's going to benefit you and make you look good, but not take the responsibility for the bad stuff. That is not how the real world works. Whew, okay. Clearly, I'm getting, this has been an emotional weekend. I've had a lot to say. I can go on and on, but instead I'm just going to go ahead and recap, everything that you've seen in this video so far. One, if you ask me how I'm doing, my answer is probably going to be maintaining, because no, I'm not doing great. I'm doing fine. I'm fine, clearly, but maintaining because nothing is really good. I'm not miserable either. Two, right-wing protesters. Y'all are a bunch of COVIDiots. Stay home. If you want to protest, it's your right, but stay in your cars, keep your distance away from each other, because y'all gonna be getting each other sick. And like I said before, when you get sick, I'm not gonna feel bad for you because you brought it on yourself. And before you go out there and whatever you're protesting right now, think about why we're actually in the state that we're in. Science doesn't lie. I don't care if you believe in it or not. Science is not a religion. It's not an imaginary something that you choose to believe to or not. Science is factual. It's real life. It's how things are. So again, before you go out on the streets talking about if I'm healthy, I should be able to go out to work, look at the science. And two, Trump. Oh my God, I can't. Okay. Learn how to take responsibility. I know that's not your strong point. You don't know how to do that, but you signed up for this job. You wanted to do this. You wanted the power, the oversight, whatever. Well, you have it. So take it now and start being responsible and answering for the millions of lives that are in your hands right now. The testing is on you, making sure that the states have the resources to administer everything that they need to reopen their states is on you. So if you want your economy back, make it happen by providing states the needed resources. Got it? Okay. On that note, it is bright and sunny outside, and I haven't had a chance to go outside today yet, so I'm gonna go ahead on my daily walk. In the meantime, you stay safe and stay vigilant. Love and light.